Yo, what's going on, fellas? Happy Thursday morning to you. Hopefully you're doing well. The morning's off to a good little start. Ready to kick back, settle on into some sports, settle on into some sports betting. What do you guys got lined up for today? We've got the return of the NBA. You've also got, before that, in soccer, you've got Europa League, and obviously one of the bigger games is taking down at Old Trafford. Manchester United welcoming Barcelona into town. We had such a good time last week watching that match on TikTok together. I look forward to doing much of that same today. But before we do all that, we, of course, got to make sure we recap yesterday, talk about some of the highs and lows from yesterday, and then get in some bets on that Europa League game and then the NBA and NHL tonight as well. So with that being said, we will go ahead and be able to ring that cash register. At the end of yesterday's bets, we were to the good at plus 0.73 units. Good stuff right there. We were tripped up on our only soccer play of the day, Leipzig, Manchester City. Both teams to score in over 2.5, and had the pleasure of hanging out with you guys yesterday on TikTok watching that game. I mean, we talked about it during that game, right? First half was all Manchester City, and the goal came out of nothing, just like how we were talking about it on TikTok. And you even love it when the announcer says that, right? When the announcer's like, well, that kind of came out of nothing. And that goal came out of nothing. There was nothing that first half. City's ball movement was very slow. It was just, everything was just very slow with Manchester City yesterday. And Leipzig, as we were talking about yesterday, their first time getting into Manchester City's final third was on that last kick of the entire first half. Leipzig couldn't do a damn thing. City, okay, you get a goal, but they really couldn't do a goddamn thing. Second half, thankfully Leipzig did turn it up, at least put us on the hook by covering the both teams to score part and give us a chance that maybe we could go ahead and get that cash. But, you know, once they scored, then Manchester City they didn't really dominate in terms of, you know, their style of play, but they just kind of got the ball and got the possession and kind of got a stranglehold back of the match. But then they weren't doing anything with it again. They weren't getting forward. They weren't quick enough. They weren't directing their movements. So you go ahead and drop that both teams to score, you know, in over 2.5 in that one. Before we go ahead and run through those NHL ones, after that first round there or I should say not the first round, the first leg there of the Championship League knockout, I don't know about you guys, but how do you guys have the teams ranked so far, like in Champions League, the teams that are left? I can tell you how I've got them ranked. I'm going to put Real Madrid up at the top. I'll go ahead and put Real Madrid at the top, always continuously overlooking them. They're the holders of the tournament. And you saw what they did, you know, this week, turning up at Anfield. So I got Real Madrid as a top team left in Champions League. Behind them, I'm going to give it to Napoli. We continue to speak really highly of Napoli, flying high in Serie A, doing nothing, you know, short of that. Also in Champions League, just keep turning up, strong performances, a really good performance there at Frankfurt. And then third team I'm going to put is Bayern Munich. I'm going to put Bayern Munich round out my top three. So Real, Napoli, and Bayern. Those are my top three teams left in Champions League. Premier League's in trouble. You know, Chelsea may not even advance. Manchester City, while they may advance, it doesn't look good for them at the moment. And I'm sure Matt and I will talk about it in between the posts this afternoon when we preview this Premier League, you know, upcoming this weekend. But you can't get any delivery in Holland these days. I mean, talk about the last 6 to 8 games. City cannot get the ball into Holland. Teams have figured out how to defend him. And every game, it's the same story. Whatever, you know, the previous opponent did, obviously the managers are watching tape and they're implementing that same defensive strategy against Holland, and he can't do anything. He got one touch yesterday. One touch. That's all he had. And that's the quality that's getting into him. The delivery that's getting into is nothing. So I'm very much put off, obviously, on Manchester City and Liverpool, you know, for the last remaining Premier League team there. They're down 5-2 against Real Madrid. Oh no, sorry, no, don't exclude Tottenham. Sorry, we got a 3-unit bet on Tottenham. Can't forget about Tottenham. No, they better come through against AC Milan. Actually, that's probably the best Premier League team left. It's Tottenham, and I know they're up against it there against Milan, being down a goal, but still like everything Tottenham's doing. So that's how I kind of see the Champions League: Real, Napoli, and Bayern. Those would be my top 3 teams in the Champions League. Hey guys, we rolled that on into the nightcap there with some NHL player props and just missed the sweep right there. Jason Robinson, he missed on the hook. Otherwise, there's other guys there. They absolutely cruised over their totals. Jason Robinson just missed on the hook. So almost had ourselves a fantastic day, winning a couple units. Instead, Robinson loses and we're still almost good to a unit. So had a nice little day there, plus 0.73 units. Love to see that right there. And yeah, as you can see on the arbitrage, we made some money. We lost some money making some bets. But overall, we came out up and we put a little extra money up in our pockets. So love to see that right there. Good little day. We get to call Wednesday a Wednesday. That's what I'm talking about. We'll hop on into that comment section. What's going on, Tyler? What app does everyone use to check scores on? I guess it depends on how deep, you know, information you need, Tyler. But I've always spoken highly of Flash Score. It works for NBA player props. It works for NHL player props. It obviously is just a great, uh, you know, view of you just want like what the hell's the score of the game. I have Flash Score to me. I absolutely like Flash Score. Brian uses Yahoo Sports, and PSG is going to advance over Bayern. I don't think so, Jared. Bayern dominated that game at PSG. I will say, Jared, the one thing, I'm not going to dismiss your comment at all, because the one thing that happened is, and you saw in that game, Jared, is Bayern dominated. And then Mbappe came on, and they had no answer for his speed. No answer. He got a goal, but it was ruled for offsides. Obviously, if Mbappe is now healthy and he can play that full 90 minutes, yeah, Bayern's going to be in trouble, because they showed without Mbappe, they'll have no problem. They'll get past PSG. But with Mbappe on it, okay, he caused problems, and he was only on the field for 15, 20 minutes. So I hear you, Jared. That one's not over by any stretch. I think with the second leg, though, going back to Munich, I think that'll obviously play in their favors and help them out. But, yeah, we'll want to see if Mbappe plays, because that dude made all the difference in that 15, 20 minutes. So there you go, another vote there for Yahoo Sports. All right, Tyler, you're good to go there. All right, what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and talk about this big game today. Manchester United taking on Barcelona. I don't see anything real different than how that first leg played out. And I thought Manchester United was the better team in that first leg. Now they're going to come home to Old Trafford taking on Barcelona, a Barcelona team that, guys want to talk about injuries all the time, right? We talk about NBA player props, and guys bring up injury concerns, or soccer's guys bring up injury concerns. Well, here's a Barcelona team that's got no Pedri and no Gavi, as both of those guys are out through injury and suspension, so they won't be involved. So you're talking about a Barcelona midfield, that is going to be a weekend, and also no Dembele. No Dembele also, so that's a huge miss. That's one of their, good wingers. I'd be scared of shit to face Dembele. Rafinha doesn't really do all that much. He doesn't really scare me. But Dembele, okay, now he's good. I really like the qualities that he brings out there. So I like Man United on the money line. And if you want to take Man United on the money line, I think you're well within your right. But I'm just going to go back to last week's winner. I mean, you saw that game, and you see every game in the Premier League. They're trying to get the ball to Marcus Rashford. I mean, why would you not? The hottest guy on the planet, in terms of goal scoring. So, of course, you're going to try and get him the ball. Now you move this fixture to Old Trafford, where because you're at home, you always assume you're going to get more of the ball and you're going to play better. Well, this bet cashed in the reverse fixture, as we know, at plus 310. We didn't get it at plus 310 this time because they're at home at Old Trafford, but I still love everything about it. He's the guy. So I'll take Rashford at over 1.5 shots on target again at plus 138, and we'll gladly run back that same winner. I fully expect it to hit again. I'm not going to be too surprised if he gets another goal too. So, yeah, give me Rashford. As for how that game unfolds, yeah, I think it's kind of like what I've said. I do like Man United on the money line. Is it a both teams to score, or is it an over? We'll have to see in that first little bit, because Barcelona was really pushed by their crowd that last 15 minutes in that match, and then kind of the opening 10 or 15 minutes. Well, now they're going to have that crowd. I mean, they'll have some, traveling supporters, but not 80,000 strong in attendance. So I'm really going to look to see what Barcelona is going to be able to do. And again, without Gavi and without Pedri, could be a little tough spot for them. So I just like Man United money line if you were to bet like a side in that game. But obviously within it, we're only going to bet one bet, and that's going to be the Rashford over 1.5 shots on target. And we look forward to watching that match with you guys. What do we got here, Jared? Oh, I know the score for PSG Bayern. I'm well aware that PSG is only down 1-0. But I'm just saying, Bayern dominated the game. You can't deny that Bayern dominated that game. Bayern dominated against PSG up until the last 15 minutes when Mbappe stepped on. So they dominated in Paris. I don't even think PSG got a shot in the first half. I don't even think they got a shot in the first half. They got dominated. Both teams scored over 2.5 for Barcelona and Bayern Munich. I would like to think Barcelona is going to find the back of the net. I would like to think they are. I bet Man United team total over 1.5 is probably, we can get a touch on that price, but I think that would probably get me excited more than tacking on a both teams to score. But let's see what we got here. That's not what I want. Let's go to Europa League. I'd like to think Barcelona scores, but do I want to bet on them scoring? Not necessarily. Let's see. Yeah, Man United team total over 1.5 is at even money. I'd rather do that than do a both teams to score at over 2.5 there, Patch. Me personally. Brian, you hit it last time. You were nailed on. You nailed it. You were there last time. I just can't quite get there. I just can't quite get there. So, all right, cool. So that's all I'm going to roll with in soccer. Not going to do a parlay like last time. I kind of talked how I really don't even like Europa League. So I'm just going to stick to big boy clubs, what you know you're going to get, and just stick to what I believe is going to be a good winning bet. So that's how I'll roll right there. In the NBA tonight, the NBA is back, baby. We showed on that recap we got about $55 or $56 arbitrage money. You, of course, got a same-game parlay risk-free over at DraftKings, and another same-game parlay over on the TNT game over there on FanDuel. So I'll tweet it out a little bit later. We'll have 2 same-game parlays. Hopefully we hit them and we don't earn the free bets. But if we miss them, we'll, of course, make sure we earn our free bets. But what we roll with in the NBA, we already talked about Okoro yesterday, under 7.5 shots at minus 130. The play I want to go ahead and add to it is Sabonis there of the Sacramento Kings going over 20.5 points at even money over on DraftKings or BetMGM. Look, the Blazers, they're in the bottom 5 in terms of defending the center position. And since Nurkic has been out there for the last couple of weeks, they've gone to the complete bottom in terms of defending the center position. Guys are shooting around 70%. Guys are hauling in 16, 17 rebounds a game from the center position. So I like everything about Sabonis here. Another thing within this matchup that we like is we've kind of talked about De'Aaron Fox, how sometimes he gets a tough matchup. He gets a tough matchup in terms of his point production. He should have a nice night from the assists, but rather than play the De'Aaron Fox, I think the greater advantages are Sabonis with the center spot, coupled with the fact that De'Aaron Fox is a tough matchup for maybe his point production. So, like everything about Sabonis tonight, think he'll have a good night there without Nurkic in the paint. So we'll go ahead and bet him to have over 20.5 points at even money over on DraftKings or BetMGM. I made the bet over on BetMGM. He did cash that in 3 of his last 4, so it's not like he hasn't had the production. He's been cashing in 3 of the last 4. Average is 20.5 in the month of February, so it's bang on. So go ahead and bet Sabonis tonight to have a nice night without Nurkic at over 20.5 points. Otherwise, we kind of talked about all the other kind of games yesterday in terms of, the overs and the unders and not really feeling everything. So I'm fine with just kind of rolling with Okoro and Sabonis tonight. I do want to go ahead, though, and add in some NHL plays with no reason to wait for tomorrow. Lock this stuff in this morning, so we'll go ahead and pass it along with you guys this morning. And again, no justification for this. William and I, we already broke down all this race on the Highline podcast, so if you want to know what's going to happen at the Pala Casino 400 there at the Auto Club on Sunday, go check out the Highline podcast this week. But I found a couple bets that I'm going to go ahead and like this weekend is Tyler Reddick over Ross Chastain at minus 105, and give me Eric Jones over Austin Dillon at minus 143. So I look forward to watching that race. Look forward to cashing those 2 bets with you guys. And I do already have the Bundesliga over 1.5 parlay to go ahead and share as well. We've got 4 games in the Bundesliga this weekend. Although not true, one of them's actually on Friday. So 1 on Friday, 3 on Saturday. And I obviously think all those games probably go over 2.5. It can for sure go over 1.5. So that's what we'll do. We'll do a Bundesliga over 1.5 parlay at plus 123 over at Caesars. Lock that one in. See if we can't go back-to-back weekends of cashing our over 1.5 parlay. Otherwise, that's all I have for you guys. Nothing really worked out in the NHL tonight in terms of advantages that I think we have on the ice. We do have Between the Posts coming up a little bit later this afternoon, just before Europa League action, before we hang out on TikTok and watch United versus Barcelona. Matt and I will do Between the Posts, where we'll talk Premier League and, of course, give away some Premier League bets, which will also obviously turn around and give away those same bets on tomorrow's show as we get ready for Money Making Weekend. But that's all I've got right now, guys. Not a big slate. Not a big slate. I mean, there's a big slate in terms of games, but not in terms of how everything kind of checked out number-wise. You guys let me know what you guys are feeling. I'll hang with you guys here for a couple minutes. If you guys are feeling anything on the board, let's get it. It's good. I'm definitely not denying is that PSG to advance at plus 400. I definitely not deny, Jared. I just, having watched that game, having seen Bayern dominate, really, call it 75 minutes. Bayern dominated that match for 75 minutes. But now you figure Mbappe probably will be healthy. So at plus 400, it's probably worth a sprinkle, Jared. I'm definitely not denying that. Definitely not denying that. So good luck, man. Sounds like maybe you're going to be on PSG to advance or to get some sort of result to, progress. So, yeah, man. Good luck. Good luck. Morning, Ross. Morning. NBA is back. Let's go. Got a couple bets. I wish, obviously we'll have some same-game parlays, as I mentioned, and I'm sure PointsBet will probably give us another one if I had to take a guess. So we'll have 2 same-game parlays guaranteed, maybe even possibly a third over at PointsBet. So we'll have some fun tonight in the NBA, Lucas. Have us some fun tonight in the NBA. Yes, sir. Yes. What's up, Anthony? Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate that kind words, too, man. Appreciate you. Welcome. Welcome. Anybody got anything else? Anybody got anything else? What we got, fellas? We got a little Rashford, we got a couple NASCARs, a couple NBAs, and a little soccer parlay. Love that. Love that. And yeah, we'll give away some soccer bets today on Between the Posts. So, how do you guys have the Champions League? What do you guys have for your top three? I got Real, Napoli, Bayern. What do you guys got? Real, Napoli, Bayern. Sounds like Jared would have Real. I bet he would go Real, PSG, Napoli. What do you think, Jared? What do you got? Ready for another great day on TikTok. Man, those TikTok hangs are fun. Those TikTok hangs are a lot of goddamn fun. Just kicking back and enjoying the games together. Those are a lot of fun. I'm going to have one game on today, Brian. One. It's Barcelona, United. I don't care about anything else. Check out the Celtics injury report and decided to stay away from Pacers +8. Yeah, I talked about it yesterday. Hell, I liked it yesterday at +8. Now is it +9 still? Has it gone up to +9? That one sticks out like a sore thumb, and then that Spurs +14 sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, do you really want to get it? I mean, I've only got to lose it by 8, and they got Spurs +14. That looks, based on the numbers, that looks pretty damn good. You're getting a 6-point advantage basically right there. But I don't know if I trust anything about the Spurs and what they're doing, so I just can't quite get there. But yeah, I do think Pacers is okay. That's another one that I've got. I've got it pretty much as a locked game. So be getting 8 points. Man, that one looks really good too. So I don't know. We got hopefully PointsBet maybe will drop us another same game parlay risk free, and we can go ahead and roll that out. Where else can I follow your picks? If you Twitter, I try and give out everything on YouTube. I try and get out every pick on YouTube. Obviously, some things come out after YouTube. So then just Twitter. Twitter and YouTube are the only place I give out picks. I do some other stuff like on TikTok and stuff, but that stuff isn't for my unit base. That's just kind of a challenge that I'm doing, a ladder challenge. If you want my picks, or like where I put my units, YouTube, right where you're at, and then Twitter. So it's at Winning Bets Pod. It's at Winning Bets Pod. All right, Jared, you got Real. You're still high on City? Man, I don't know. You can't say that was all De Bruyne yesterday. They looked bad yesterday. They could not move the ball. That can't be all because De Bruyne wasn't in that lineup. And they also have a huge Haaland problem. It's now 6 or so straight games. I know he did score against Arsenal. I'm aware he scored against Arsenal. But outside of that, he's done nothing. And I don't even mean like he's not scoring goals, he's missing chances. He's not even getting chances. They can't get delivery into Haaland anymore. Been 6-8 games in a row. They can't do it. I think it dates all the way back to that Everton game, if I recall correctly. I'd have to go back. Maybe I will go back through there between the posts. But, man, you're still high on City. I hope, Jared, because I've got a big future bet on City winning Champions League. I thought this was the year that they would – maybe Guardiola would really, prioritize the Champions League, and, the Premier League would kind of maybe fall off a little bit while he really focuses on the Champions League. But I think my future bet's in trouble. But, all right, you got Real, City, Napoli. I like that you got Napoli, though, in your top 3. Napoli deserves that respect. They're amazing. So I got to start getting some free bets, actually, on Napoli. I tell you that. I just don't want to tie up free bets for, like 5 months or whatever it ends up being. But, all right, cool. Guardiola's goated. Yeah, Guardiola's good. Guardiola's, though, even said at one of his press conferences, they were asked him, like, actually, it wasn't too long ago. It was actually about a month or 2 months ago. The reporter was asking him just like, why is he that good? He was like, well, I've worked at Barcelona, Bayern, and now City. He's like, I've been given good players. The dude's good. Obviously, his tactics work. It's worked at 3 stops, but he also does. It's not like he's a manager that's come from, Mainz, or he didn't come from Stuttgart, or he didn't come from Nottingham Forest. Like he's not gone to a small club with average players and turn them into something and then been promoted to a good job. That's my only thing with Guardiola. Like, I'd like to see him with bums, so to speak, for lack of a better term. You go to Bayern, you go to Barcelona, you go to City. You're working with World Cup caliber players at every stop of the way. So, but I bet he's still goated. I bet he's still good, Jared. I bet he's still damn good at what he does. So, all right. All right, fellas, that's how we'll do it on Thursday. Go ahead and lock in Rashford to go ahead and kick off your day with a good plus money and winner. Roll that on into the nightcap where we got 2 NBA plays. And then check me out on Twitter later. We'll add some same-game parlays to it. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me this Thursday morning. Come on back tomorrow. We got to roll out the weekend slate of bets. Have a good one, guys, and enjoy your day.